Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hunter's Real World, a podcast where we just sit around, chat, and have a good time. Or, in regards to today's episode, taking a trip down memory lane. Now, a few days ago, I was scrolling through the Jack G animation server on Discord, seeing how everyone was sort of coping with the potential loss of Project Britannica after Jack G promised a 2025 release for a revamp to the series in late 2024. I saw here that one of our main theorists of the series, Andy Guy, was listening to a recording that he made of a Q&A session fans had with Jack back in August of 2024, shortly after the release of the episode Expedition. Here, fans could ask questions to the creator of the series, who was dropping hints at episodes that either came out shortly after the session or episodes that he never got to release. And if you listen closely, I was actually present in this call for a bit, and some were playing Gardic Phone for some reason. So yeah, this episode's going to be much different than usual, and it's really for any fans of the series who want a little bit of nostalgia on this lost series. But who knows, maybe Jack has bigger plans for PB than we thought, and it's taken him longer to execute his vision. So yeah, today's episode is just an archival recording from August 11th of 2024. So, enough of me yapping, please enjoy this episode, and we'll start off from RMS Gigantic's question.
Hello.
Your phone, oh my god.
So, I have been ordered to make my first question. I don't know if I should go to the Project Britannica talk text chat with this image or the voice text chat with this image. I'll go with the former. But
Like work.
Okay.
this image
Hey,
appears
baby.
to show Aquitania, presumably Titanic in this timeline, and then two liners that in the actual image would have been of German origin. And a bunch of us have been very confused as to how these German lines would end up in a British dock
Roblox
if World
chat.
War One doesn't happen. In fact, they appear to even be in German service. So
Oh,
are
that's the
those
Titanic.
two German lines that ended up in White Star Line service, or is there some other explanation?
There will be an
Okay.
explanation. I promise this is 4 hours.
Roger
This
that.
is, it's not too important to like the law, but it's not like I put it in there and then didn't realize it and be like, oh, because there's an explanation for it. Which should be. I don't know when the series is really going to go over the wars because they don't really have any. The reason I didn't do the wars is because they got on the way of the plot, and the fact that there is no wars has the reason there's no wars is the alternate timeline part of everything. So they don't they're the reason if like there's no wars happening. Obviously affect the timeline quite majorly, but they're not. The fact that there's no war isn't that important to the plot, at least. No doubt I'll probably do side content which will focus on it at some point. And that will probably touch on what those ships are doing there. But I know in my head what those ships are doing there and which lines they belong to. So hope that should be answered at some point. I don't know when, but it will be.
I'm thinking of that question. What was it? Did the Britannic sank, right? It got like blown up by like 50 shots, I'd say, of dynamite, but the captain survived? Bartlett, I think his name is.
On the Project Britannica,
Yeah.
not a single person survived the Britannic.
Not even the Sigma Bartlett. Gosh darn it.
It wouldn't even be Bartlett because of all the names that get changed around in PV.
Yeah, all the ship related names are obviously like Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan. Those people are obviously still around, as will be like pop stars and whatnot.
I
But
know.
when it comes to like ship, like Thomas Andrews gone, Ismay gone, all these people gone. Their real life counterparts are replaced in the series with completely different people who do the same things. Well, I say the same things. Someone will design the Olympic and the Titanic. It just isn't Andrews and Carlisle.
So really taking it to alternate timeline, eh?
Oh yeah, completely. I love alternate timelines, so I'm
Yeah.
going all out.
So, like, is White Star Line still a company, or do they merge with Cunard earlier?
Why Starline is still a company? They are quite a famous company, quite a big
Oh god,
company.
this is
Um,
horrible.
one of the biggest companies actually. I need to look in this Gartic Phone session as well. I need to see what's going on.
This is
There are two questions, but let me have a look at the thing closed. Max has been heavily implied to be the Mesh, with both him and the Mesh chiefly singing. Yet the Mesh itself has seemingly different origins. So did the Mesh come from McManus, or did the Mesh somehow acquire McManus's traits? Who's who? First off, I'm going to say that who's who thing is definitely a reference to ulterior motives. Um, but so this is quite a plot point. You've got ulterior motives, as does the Mesh and Director
you just
Stanford.
joined. Oh, hey Hunter.
So that's a big plot point which will get answered. I won't answer it here yet. Obviously, some questions I'm a lot more happy to answer because there's some things the series will just never cover because it would mean making like a really niche 20-second long episode dedicated to it, which I wouldn't mind doing, but it would go off the rails of the plot. Like every episode is building onto like a narrative, albeit it's a bit shaky and things are kind of all over the place. But as the episodes go on, things connect a bit more. So certain things I'm more than happy to answer, like niche things that will probably never get covered, or if they do get covered, it's going to be like so long down the line. But that is a very big plot point, which you'll find out at some point.
Right after this.
Right after these messages.
Oh, the
I-
mini
I'm tired.
episodes. The mini episodes. Well, like Britannica.mov and channel surfing, etc.
I have two questions from RMS Olympic to pass on.
Ooh, I'll answer them in a second after
Okay.
Andy's.
Sorry.
Those are staying as they are, and I do want to do a few more little ones. I do like the little, because they're obviously not like they're important to the plot, but like they're not as big as something like Expedition or Renovations, where it's 16 minutes of voice acting and narrative. They are tiny little bits of the stuff like that. I'm a lot happier doing for like the little niche bits of lore, like a side episode where it's 30 seconds of a documentary about the Balkan conflict in 1915, etc. Something like that, maybe. Because the only thing I was worried about, I didn't want to make too many episodes. I didn't want to flood the series with like 15 filler side content episodes that add nothing to the plot but add to the world. But if people want them, I can make them. Don't know when I'll make them, but I can.
Yeah, just take your time with it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm taking my time. When I was doing episode 1, I was like so eager to just get so much content out, and I now hit episode 1 and 2 and 3 really. Well, episode 3 was Lusitania Archives, even though it's now episode 4 because I reshuffled the playlist. But
Yeah.
the introduction Together Forever. I don't mind Together Forever, although Oscar does have he does have creative mode on because he is flying. And Lusitania Archives, I just don't like. I like the episode I love the most is sorry for the ranting here. But Expedition and Renovations are like my two and Summertime Things. Those three are my favorite. Revamp them. I probably will. Don't know when. To Give Forever, I don't think I will because it's just too short to revamp. The only thing I'd revamp is the bit where he runs. Introduction, none of that episode I enjoy except the like bit with the music and the mesh introduction. I do like that, but the rest of it, I would, if I could go back in time, I would completely redo how that episode was. But I honestly thought it would be the only episode of 2. I had to give Forever pretty much done, and I had introduction done for about 3 days before I uploaded it. So I was like, well, I'm going to release this. I don't think anyone's going to watch it. And if people do watch it, they're going to find it stupid. And I'll just never continue the series. And then 41,000 people watched it at this point. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna do so after To Give Forever came out, I had a rough idea of the lore in my head, and I was like, oh, people want to actually watch this. Oh, so then I sat with my co-writer, who's also in the series, self-inserted. I sat with him, and we were just discussing the origins of everything. We were going over the lore. We sat for about a good few hours just chatting about what the series will be. Obviously, like mostly, I called my co-writer. He was more so just I would bounce ideas off him. If they were bad, he would tell me. If they were good, he'd let me know, kind of thing. So we just sat for 3 hours, and it was just as Lusitania Archives was in production. So I didn't think it would branch off into a big series, I'll be honest. So it's why Lusitania Archives is kind of messy, because it was like an in-between of, oh, people actually want to watch this, and oh, I want to just, I want to do another one. Thank you for that, by the way. It does mean a lot, genuinely. I'm a huge, anytime, even if it's the SS Skivity of whatever year it was, stuff like that.
God.
The SS Skivity is the GOAT.
Love,
No.
I love all of the fan art.
Stop
I love
doubting
all
the
the
SS Skivity.
theories. I love the most brain rot stuff you people come up with. It is genuinely so lovely. And it keeps me. I mean, I want to make it, and I want to make the
no.
series anyway.
No, Dan Fish, we do not
But
want
it
to look
keeps
at
me
Half-Life.
wanting to make it.
Let him
So
cook.
I really do appreciate all of the fans and the love the series is getting, because I did not expect it. I did not expect this at all. So I really, really do appreciate everyone for just sitting and watching this silly little thing that I make while on Minecraft with my friends on the side.
Well, it's very interesting,
Yeah.
so that's why.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
It's very lovely. Okay, well, let's have a look at the rest of these questions. Let me. Who was after Andy?
I
We
know
have a
that-
question list?
Yeah, I know that I had two
What?
questions
Oh,
from
yes.
Olympic, but one of them got asked in VC. So the other question that isn't in the voice text chat at this time was, would you be willing to narrow down the location of the marina at all?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll narrow it down to it's not America. It's not anywhere in the Americas.
Correct.
And it's not like the Far East. When I say Americas, I mean like North America, South America. When I mean the Far East, I mean like Far East Asia, as in Japan, China,
So it's
and
not
then
the Pacific
Australia,
Ocean.
New Zealand.
So
So
that
it's
only leaves
it-
Europe.
it's down. It could be Europe. It could be Africa. It could be western part of Asia. There's your
provided that you
narrowed
can
down area.
provided that you can cart people off from the Pennines to Europe, of course.
Well, there's your narrowing, because obviously the marina's going to come back. The marina's not just a one-off. I actually modeled. I say modeled. I took lots of demo free and molded together a marina. Obviously, the marina's going to get an upgrade from what you saw in. Yeah, obviously, it's going to look the same, but it's just going to get an enhancement. But there is actually a full marina with ships in it. There's more than just
Nice.
Titanic and Prometheus.
Okay.
But you only saw those two.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
can't
saw a
wait to
couple
see the
more in
others.
that one motion.
But
I
anyways,
expect that the marina's like
let's see
kind of
how
like an oil rig.
this round ends. Okay.
Like it's kind of like an oil rig, just like floating in the middle of the ocean. That could just be what it is.
I have my hypothesis.
I highly doubt it.
You did see a
Okay.
few other ships in there.
Britannia.
But You haven't seen them all in there.
Just
There's
now
some
joining
hidden
Project
ones
Britannica.
that you haven't seen at all.
Roger
There's
that.
there's one
Beyond that.
there's one big one you haven't seen.
Me.
One's good.
Titanic
Oh,
kills you.
What was the other question I also like they had? Since White Star Line apparently survived in this timeline,
Wait,
does that mean Cunard is the wanted person in this timeline? Absolutely.
Wait, where do we ask questions? So is there like a little chat or
Jack.
You can do it in
FD.
voice text in the because I know there's a
Okay,
there's a
Canadian
chat you can
stereotype.
go into in the actual
Titanic.
VC, but that one's really hard to open on mobile for some reason.
Ah,
That is
Roger.
not
I guess
Titanic.
Deep fried drying up for Prometheus.
In that case,
That's
there are two
crazy.
more questions in
Oh yeah,
that.
try to push for real time.
Titanic.
Let's see what other questions. There's some questions in this chat. Let me have a look at these. Let me read through these ones.
RMS Britannic.
Yes.
In regards to the Balkan conflict, what would the sides be per
Uh,
chapter? I need to actually, because again, my brain has been so much in the narrative of where the series is going. I have the world in my head. I know that there's conflicts in the Pacific, there's conflicts in the Balkans, but I don't have like the finer details ironed out in my head because obviously my head has been
Britannic.
in the mess mode rather than the alternate history specifics mode. But
Sure.
That's
I'm
when you
going
get
to take
multiple
some
writers
time out of
to
my
do it.
day at some point to kind of sit down and actually plot out the full world of Project
is that?
Britannica. Although I do have a
Botanic-
lot of it
Botanic.
already molded in my head.
Jack, don't send mesh to my house.
Yes, oh
Yeah.
my god. I didn't know I was still in here. I'm very sorry. I've been clogging up the game with my not drawings.
He's still cooking.
Hang on, let me
don't
read
worry, I'm
that.
joining here in a minute.
Brogan
What
the
would
Bird asked
WTH
in
is this?
the
Yeah, what
Sideways
is
chat,
that?
I need to know this so badly. How did you get the
Oh,
entirety
God.
of North Shield
Mesh.
or Tynemouth? I don't
Mesh.
fucking know my geography into
Wait, what?
UE5.
I
Wait,
tried,
wait, wait.
tried to
Asking how you
draw a
got North
hallway
Brogan
with
the
Shields
Bird
into
mesh.
Enjoyer
Unreal.
had a
What was that
question.
question?
Brogan the Bird Enjoyer was wondering how you got the entirety of North
Mesh
Shields
flavored
into
cookies.
UE5, presumably referring
Oh,
to
it's a little
things.
thing called Google Earth.
I had a feeling.
I was thinking it was probably just Google Earth images into it.
Yeah, it's
there are
just Google Earth
3D
put
models
into
that-
UE because I
Or
found
you
a
just
very
actually
lovely
got a
plugin.
helicopter shot of the town and then just edited
Yeah.
Olympic into it.
Oh yeah, I'm too cheap
Oh,
to
that'd
get
be
an actual
funny.
helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or even a helicopter tour. Plus, a helicopter tour over South Shield might be the most boring thing a man can do.
What are these
It's
cookies?
entertaining.
In this world, unfortunately.
Okay.
In the real world, South Shields is quite literally just the most generic. I say generic. I love it. It is just a seaside town with a carnival, some arcades,
my plea
and a
went
lovely
to
beach.
Jack.
Yeah, which is why it
Obvi-
must suffer.
My plea for
Obviously-
help went to you, Jack.
Do
Oh
the
my-
boys in the Frit Elevator still have relevance? Yes, they will be appearing at some point.
Sequel.
Oh, the guys that died in the latest episode.
Oh god.
They aren't the boys.
Oh,
An
Oh.
unfinished pig.
Unfinished pig. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, you already have like the whole series planned out and like how it's going to end, or are you just gonna make your way like through it as you go?
I have season one's finale almost. I have like the rough. I say rough. I know how the episode's gonna end, and I know what's gonna happen in the episode. It's gonna be one
And, like-
hell of an episode.
And like for the whole
Uh,
series as well, like season 2, 3, and 4, like if
Oscar
there
being
is.
fucked by
Season-
Olympic.
Season 2, I have the most
Dunk.
basic plan of what it would be, but my mind is not in it at all for season. Like I
Dunk so.
season 1. If I end season 1 and I'm like, I would really love to do season 2, I will do season 2. But obviously, if I finish season 1 and I'm happy with season 1, it will just become Project Britannica Limited. Like, not, I don't know what you'd call it. It would just be a one series thing. So if I finish the first series and I'm like, okay, there's a lot more to explore in this universe, then series 2 would come along and I'd sit and plan that. There'd probably be a gap between the series
What
while
is
I
that?
iron everything out.
Squidward sweating at a bus stop.
But
We got each other's sinks.
yeah.
Jack, why did you threaten me?
What? Oh,
You
lol,
threat-
that was funny. Are you
Why
still
did you
playing Gartic
threaten
Phone?
me?
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
I'm
Don't
joining the
threaten
next
my
round, so.
life.
You must
Pause.
suffer for us.
Okay,
Become
where's...
one with the mesh, man. Become one.
That's just
How
too
does
Why
the
did
old.
you?
mesh react to radiation? Good question. I don't know how the mesh reacts to radiation. I don't think it's ever come in contact with radiation. Actually,
Yeah,
no, wait, it might
I
have.
imagine it. I imagine it would just sort of either kind of what's it called again? What's the word? Thrive or just try to grow kind of around it.
I can think of how it would react to radiation, actually.
Yeah.
I won't say, but I can imagine how it would. And it would be quite funky.
Yeah, imagine it in Chernobyl.
Oh,
In a
dear.
savannah.
Oh god.
Oh, that would... Honestly, I won't bring it into the series, because if I brought the mesh onto the savannah, I genuinely just think the world would end. Or at least a good portion of it.
Yeah.
So Savannah will stay as a... Savannah might not even be built in this universe. Who knows? Oh yeah, some of your favorite ships might not exist in this universe. By the way, just saying.
Does the United States exist?
Good question. You'll find out.
Crap.
Canada
so-
definitely exists in this universe.
I imagine it would get along with radiation. I imagine.
So just
Friends
double check.
forever.
Did you? Yeah. Are you declining answering the question that I had about the eyes and spiderwebs, or?
Oh wait,
Did you
where's this? Where's
that one?
this?
Oh, that was above the radiation one.
Well,
Yeah,
let
so-
me.
Oh.
Can I think about the two deals in these frames? I look like spider webs. Let me look at.
I
Let me
may or
brighten
may
the
not
first one,
mess
because
this up.
the iPhone 13 has terrible brightness. So I need to turn the contrast up.
Yeah, I had the frame that I got both of those bits from.
Oh, the eyes. This is from Mesh Report, correct?
This is from
Metropolitan
God,
Renovation.
please give me more
Renovation.
time.
That first one, I believe, is one of the grand staircase heaters.
Ooh.
I
Reflector.
fucking knew it.
Eaters or
And
feeders?
the webs, they're not webs. I can tell you that much. I want to blame
Jack.
Kyle Hudak 2017 models for that
Okay.
one.
So that's a
So
rendering issue.
that might be an issue with the models, which I can't fix, because I'm using... if you know Titanic Honor and Glory, I'm using their demo, but I'm using a really old version of it, like
Okay.
2017 era version of it, considering
Back in my
it's now
day.
2024. So
Hey,
that the
Jack.
Project Britannica models are... well, the demo used in Project Britannica is old. So a lot of it's older, less polished models. Some of it's inaccurate, which, to be fair, works for an older timeline, so it's ended up pretty good. But yeah, there is sometimes a little visual... UE5 is a very interesting render engine. You can render really quickly in it, but there's so many little visual bugs, which, like, even if you have played the demo itself, there's still little visual bugs in that, just because Unreal Engine is a little bit of a quirky game engine. Like, I didn't even notice those webs, and I remember, because I watched Renovations so many times, because I was worried, because obviously the amount of typos I have in this bloody series, it's crazy. So I sat through it, made sure everything was all right. Never noticed them, so I'll have to keep a lookout for the visuals still.
And to double check, did you say eater or feeder?
Heater, like,
Oh.
do you know heater?
Oh, heater. Oh, whoops.
Heater. Yeah, it's my northern South Shields Durham accent getting in the way.
Sorry.
It's all good. Andy, in the Monument Mythos, an episode about Walt Disney was uploaded the same day the Steamboat Willie became public domain. Personally, the concept of events happening in our world also happening but differently in all the timelines, universe, and affecting them is pretty fascinating to me. So how do you think about releasing an episode about PB's SS United States history and fate on September 12th, the day the SS United States is evicted IRL? Now, this is something I need to bring up as well. September, I'm going to be away for 2 weeks and 2 days, so there will be a Project Britannica gap. I might be able to squeeze a few episodes out and just not release them and like schedule them to come out. But I know I have some Ocean Line Designs work coming up soon, so there will be bigger Project Britannica gaps coming up, but they won't be like, you're not going to be waiting 3 months or 2 months for an episode kind of thing. You're not going to be waiting ages. And the community posts, I have like a backlog of them, just like the one from today, for example. I had those drawings for a little while. A lot of the community posts are planned out before they're actually posted. Some of them I have, like that Titanic oil painting one. Someone sent me an oil painting of the Olympic. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I was like, oh, that reminds me of the Project Britannica Titanic. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do a community post about this.
Okay.
So
Speaking of which, I do have a question.
Yeah.
What made you want to make Titanic look similar to the Olympic?
Okay, there is an in-law version for this, which I don't think it's something that's going to be covered on either. And I think I've talked about it in another service. I'll talk about it here. So, as you know, well, you might know, when the Titanic in our universe was sinking, they had a problem with the promenade windows at the front, because those windows, they had to use a crank to open the windows, so they couldn't get people out those windows into the lifeboats. So my thing was, when they put lots of lifeboats on the Titanic, in 1918, they also decided, well, let's get rid of the front part of the promenade, because that's going to cause issues when we lower the lifeboats, because people aren't going to be able to climb out those windows easily and get in the lifeboats, which is a safety risk. So that whole promenade is just taken off, so it's easy. So if they do need to use the lifeboats, they can just get people to climb through big open promenades rather than through these little windows. And then for the B deck windows, my thought was that whoever's in charge of White Star Line, they wanted these bigger, nicer windows for these lovely millionaire suites behind the windows. And also, this is probably the bigger reason, but editing real life Olympic footage to put a promenade on it is very difficult. So I was like, well, I'm gonna make Titanic look different. So it was a bit of a cop out, but editing a promenade onto that footage when it's shaking and everything would be so difficult. I tried it as well. I did try, and I got like a few frames into it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do this. So, why did the Titanic get extra lifeboats? The Lusitania disaster. It was not the Lusitania disaster. It was not the Lusitania disaster. But you'll find out. What?
Would you be willing to say if it was the Britannic disaster?
But why
I'll
did
not comment.
only Titanic gain extra lifeboat and Olympic wasn't have any extra one?
Well, in 1911, obviously, Olympic, she goes out, finds the Mauritania, and comes back, and then she stays where she dropped off the Mauritania till 1998. She never goes. So she went out to sea. Her and Titanic both went out with the 16 lifeboats and 4 collapsibles, like they did in real life. Obviously, Olympic would never get more lifeboats because she's permanently docked. There'd be no point to add lifeboats to a ship that's never going to go anywhere. And then obviously with Titanic, they had to add these more lifeboats on due to regulation changes around 1918, 1916 to 1918 times.
So if Olympic never left that spot after 1918, why do we have the image of Olympic alongside one of her sisters that has been used a couple of times now for Olympic?
Wait,
Oh, the one
she
from
didn't.
Titanic. That's it's basically, my thing is that image. It's not the same time as in our timeline. That's not March. I think it's March the 8th in our timeline that was done. Obviously, that image in the Project Britannica universe would have been
Wait,
taken.
did you say Olympic didn't leave after 1911 or 1918?
After 1911. Olympic never left. Olympic went out to sea, found the Mauritania, brought the Mauritania back to Newcastle, dropped her off, moored up, and then never left.
Does that
My
constitute
theory
a
is that
confirmation?
they needed to find deodorant.
Was that
Yeah,
a
but-
confirmation, by the way, that
but
Olympic
that-
did
but
find
anyways-
Mauritania on her maiden voyage?
Yeah,
Oh, but you see in episode
yeah, but
1.
but
it's
for my image, I usually like to think that now that I usually like to think that that's just Titanic next to Britannica, as it's
Well, now we have confirmation, apparently, that that was Olympic next to Titanic just earlier than in our own timeline.
Yeah, I am using images from it's so funny saying our timeline as if this is real.
I like to
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's real.
I hope
The
it
brain
is. I
rot
mean,
is
I
real.
kind of hope it isn't real actually, because the mesh is scary. So
Yeah.
hope
We have
it isn't
Olympic
real.
in modern
God.
day.
Oh,
That's
The mesh
all
is
counts.
like friendly.
Schizo here, aren't we?
It's a real shame that there's a giant heart in the middle of it.
Blow it up.
But you're
No,
right. In
no, I
episode
have
one,
the
we do have
perfect
a date.
answer.
So in
Arson.
episode,
Olympic
get
needs a heart attack. Just give Olympic a heart
Hey, Jack.
attack.
back on
Yeah.
the
You should make a video about what ships do exist in the universe.
Feed
I was
it a
gonna-
bunch of
That's so
American
true.
burgers so it gets a heart attack.
Yeah, but
I was
anyways,
going to mention with regard to Mauritania and Olympic, the whole maiden voyage thing. I did see that the date in episode 1 correlated with real life Olympics maiden voyage. We just didn't have confirmation as to whether that corresponded to Project Britannica Olympics maiden voyage or not.
Well, that is Olympics maiden voyage in this, so there you go.
Thank you.
Also, that map is really cool. I should make a video about the ships that exist.
but anyways.
There's
Oh dear,
videos that
album
I wanna make.
settings.
There are a lot more things. There's a lot of videos I want to make where I'm like unsure if people are gonna, because like I don't want to make videos that don't add to the
What?
narrative. Like obviously they'll add to the world, but like the series, all the episodes so far are building up to a finale point. Whereas like an
It's so
episode
bad
that
at
just
drama.
touches on the war or like touches on all the other ships would. But there's ways
so
I could
bad at
bring
drawing.
in the other
Random dude.
What is that?
So
He have muscle. What the hell?
let's have a
I'm
look.
so terrible at drawing.
Yeah, but
Can I
anyways,
say something?
let's just look at the others. Canadian
Alright.
Stereotypes album. These nuts.
Can I say something though?
What?
Yeah.
I asked about three things in the chat, but I'll just say it now. I got three. So the first one was White Star Line in charge
I think that was
when
a
the
threat.
What the hell
When-
is
Now,
that?
what was that?
when the
Neons, are you okay?
Yes,
No.
please stop talking over
Well, hang on.
people.
Let him answer the question. Let him tell the question.
Sorry.
when
I think
the
we shouldn't have done garlic phone while we were doing this.
Yeah, if people want to do Gartic Phone, there's the other VC for that.
Yeah. Let's
Can we
just
at least let the album
after these
finish?
after these last few albums, we'll quit garlic phone for now.
Right, what was
I
your
want to
question?
see whatever mine did.
Okay, so the first one was White Star Line still in charge when the Britannic sank? The second one was if they did or did not, why did they not evacuate the passengers before blowing it up? And third of all, which is completely different from those two questions, is about how wouldn't it be hard and expensive to change the Titanic's A promenade deck?
Okay, so White Star Line were still in charge. White Star Line were by far the biggest company in like the shipping in this timeline. Why didn't they evacuate the passengers? Very good question. You'll find that out later down the line in the series. And then the air deck promenade costing a lot of money. The shipping lines don't have to really worry about money.
I know,
in
but
this.
it'd also be like really hard to do considering like you would have to take basically the top off as well, kind of, because that's like the whole stabilization of it in a way. Not like the full
Oh
thing, but like,
well, with how the promenades were done on the Titanic, they were already stable. Like they had the beams because originally in real life, the Titanic was meant to have the same promenade as Olympic, and then they just shoved this wall with windows on it. So that didn't
We need
really
to
add
build a wall.
anything to the stabilization. So if they just took that off again, it would probably be quite easy. You just take it off. Obviously, it wouldn't be as easy as just ripping it off, but it wouldn't damage the stability of the ship, I wouldn't imagine. So getting it off wouldn't cost much. Same as when they put it on, it didn't cost much to put it on.
oh, okay, yeah, I see. So
What
they
did
would,
they
yeah,
cut
from
the-
that picture, it looks like they would have to take like the funnels and the top off and replace it with the deck.
Oh, that's the Titanic launch.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like that part right there, like if wait, so what you're saying is that they slabbed those small windows on them?
Essentially, as far as I
Oh,
understand it.
how lazy
It'd be
can you
very
be?
easy. It's very easy to for that. They put it on
I
within a few weeks in
thought
real life.
I thought they just designed it like that. I didn't know it was like actually
Yeah,
like they just
but
slapped it on.
It
I
was a
thought they
very
never
late
had the
edition.
window on it.
Oh yeah,
They
they
just
added it on about
no.
in February in I think March 1912. They still hadn't added it on, so just under no, just over a month before it sank, they hadn't added the windows on. So they did it really quick. So getting it off would have been a piece of cake. Just get loads of cranes and just yank it
Can I
off.
ask a question?
Yeah, but
It's
on our
Titanic's maiden voyage normal.
you're
Yeah, it's just a lovely voyage. With you mentioning how we didn't see all the ships in the marina, are there non-British European ships? Yes, there are non-British ships in there. There are non-British ships in the marina. Well, Campania's backstory get a future episode. Campania's a fun one. Campania's a fun one because in Project Britannica, I think I'm going to keep using the doc of it as well. No one in the Project Britannica universe knows what happened to it. I know what happened to it, but
Of course you
the
do.
Project Britannica people don't know what happened to it. Not a single soul in that universe knows what happened, except the people on the ship.
question. What made you want to change basically the designs of, like, for example, the Britannic or the SS Wartar to what they are now?
Oh, this is a good one. I can talk about the Warsaw. So the Britannic was partially an aesthetic choice because I despise the gantry davits on her poop deck. I think they are revolting. And I really liked how it looked when she only had gantry davits around the third and fourth funnel. So partially an aesthetic choice. Also in the timeline, the Britannic, obviously the ships didn't need as many lifeboats. Britannic had more lifeboats than the Olympic and the Titanic at the time. You just can't see them too well. Obviously, I had the ones in the gantries, and I think I did make a little comment on it. But I think I made a comment about like how collapsibles are really good. So there was collapsibles on the Britannic as well. There was a good few collapsibles as well. So it wasn't just the gantry davit lifeboats, and there was the two radial davit lifeboats as well, obviously. And the water. Now this is an interesting one. So the original water design, she was meant to not have her top deck. The reason she tipped over, or the theory is that she tipped over, she was a very unstable ship because they added this deck on top of her. She became top heavy and she would roll a lot. So the theory is the water went missing in real life by rolling over in a big wave. Now, in Project Britannica, in this timeline, they didn't add that deck. So I used a picture of, I can't remember the name of it now.
The SS Commonwealth.
Yes, the Commonwealth. I used a picture of the Commonwealth because water would have looked like that pretty much if it didn't have that other deck. So the water in Project Britannica universe looks pretty much the same as the Commonwealth, and therefore she goes out on a voyage and she doesn't roll over because she's not unstable.
All right, this one's very biased. Will there be any Canadian characters in this show? And I need to know this for just absolutely no reason.
Any Canadian characters? Oh,
We
well,
do have British, American,
the Canadian Pacific's Great Britain,
Railway. Yeah.
Empress of Britain is obviously in the ship. So I don't know if there'll be Canadian characters, but I can tell you that some Canadians do work at Project Britannica.
So there's Americans, there's Scottish, there's British.
American, Scottish, British.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Yeah.
Was Britannica meant to have more? Was she meant to have more gantry davits, or like the more? Should not have meant to have any more gantry davits.
Okay, I always thought that was interesting because of the spacing in the A deck promenade windows and the seeming motor boxes on the poop deck underneath the.
Oh, those are boxes, all right, but they're not motor boxes.
Ooh.
probably for storage of units or something like
Then
that.
I have to, Then do those boxes also explain the gap in the A deck windows and the forward part of her promenade? I wonder.
Oh, I thought that was just the expansion joint.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me double
I think
check.
that's just for the because Titanic has that.
I don't
Not
think
the rest.
she does.
Does Titanic not? Well, let me have a look at Titanic.
Yeah, I've got demo 401 up right now, so I'll take a look.
I have Titanic on my on my TV. Yeah, no, Titanic has a wee little gap. If the THG model is correct,
Oh
that is,
yeah, so she does. Whoops.
that's all good. Do the SS Prometheus belong to the Inman Line, Red Star Line, or was it property of Project Britannica to start with? It was not any of those three. Will the Kerberos be in Project Britannica? Oh, you've asked a good question there. You asked a really good question there.
No,
This
man.
goes back to my hatred of not my hatred. This goes back to my heavy dislike of 1899 because I'm very upset
Wait,
how
what
they
ship?
handled in the Netflix show 1899. There's a ship called the Prometheus, and it's sister ship the Kerberos. So the two main ships in that. And I got asked if the Kerberos will be in Project Britannica. I don't know if she will be, but there is a Kerberos in Project Britannica floating about.
Interesting.
So there's your answer. There's indeed a Kerberos. Now, if I missed any questions, by any chance, there's an ammonium nitrate involved in Britannic's explosion because the explosions come from her fore and aft cargo holds. The Britannic's going to explode at a later point. I'm not sure when. When I do the episodes, I know where the series is going, but for some episodes, I come up with literally as I'm about to start making them. Other episodes, I'll have planned out for like weeks before I even start making them. So I don't really have I know why the Britannic sank, but I don't have the episode where that's explained like fully planned in my head yet. But I know, obviously, I know why it sank. So you'll find out. About
Yeah, I
Britannic.
know you're going to say that.
Yeah, so because I can't be saying what happened to Britannic. Oh, this is cool seeing the two videos of us side by side.
This is kind of a dumb question, but where is that one scene where the guy is looking up at the sky and then the mesh figure chases him? Where is that scene on Olympic? I can't figure it out.
That would be
Oh, Scotland Road, right
the
next to Boiler
door
Room
looking
6.
into Boiler Room 6.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yep. Want me to go there and demo 401?
But I do have one last question. What other ships do you have planned and to be involved with in this series? Like, for example, do you like have anything planned for, like, let's say the RMV Oceanic or something like that?
I do have maybe a few more ships that have yet to be introduced. Pretty much all the main ships now have been introduced. Because the ships that have been talked about the most in this are my favorite ships. Obviously, my favorite ship is the Titanic and the Olympic class in general, followed very closely by the Lusitania and the Mauretania, and then of course the Empress of Britain sisters, the Aquitania, for example. So they're the ships you've seen. Obviously, Waratah. I think Waratah's really cool. She's obviously in it. Project Britannica. A lot of it, well, not a lot of it, but a good bit of Project Britannica is me taking things that I really like and making a story out of them. Like, for example, Devil's Tower. I absolutely love Devil's Tower. Such an amazing monument. And I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which heavily is about Devil's Tower. So took Devil's Tower and I plunked it in the story. Obviously, I made sure it made sense, and it's a huge plot point. But this, I mean, you've heard Ulterior Motives about twice now in the series, and you're gonna hear it again. Together Forever .mov. Literally, I adore that song. That whole the intro to that episode was literally because I love the song, and also it's also plot relevant. Obviously, I didn't just shove Together Forever and just for the lols. like the name, the lyrics do mean something, but I also do absolutely adore the song. I take stuff I
Yeah.
like and I make it work for the plot, kind of thing. Or I do my like TV channel surfing includes my favorite movie of all time right at the beginning, just because why not? And so yeah, there's your question. Let me have a look through some other ones because I need to look through the chat's questions. Will we get all of Set 2 ships revealed eventually? I'd imagine so. I think so obviously some ships aren't too important. But
Like,
I imagine
sorry.
Set 2 will eventually get fully revealed, but time will tell. With Q and Hardline basically out of the question, will why Starline be focusing on a line such as Hapag with their big three? Who why Star lost the ship to, yeah, Ball and Trio. So the Ball and Trio they're not really too important to the plot. Obviously, they have appeared very, very, very subtly, but they have appeared. There is an explanation for where they are and why they are, but they're not like too important to the series. They're just another set of ships in this timeline. Does McGowan have any relatives still alive in the 80s? McGowan's a fun one. McGowan's a fun one.
He's too Scottish. We can't know.
McGowan. Well, he probably would have someone left over, but they wouldn't. I can't imagine they'd be of any like importance to him or the series. So in 2004 Channel Surfing News, there's some questions from the TV menu. Now, I didn't make that TV menu. I took that from an actual video of someone surfing through Sky in 2004. So they are not I did not plop them in. The only things I plopped into there were the Atomic Twister intro, Ulterior Motives, and then obviously the Olympic segment. So they were not popped in. Would you be willing to say whether Ship 1 of Set 2 is a ship that's already appeared in the series? Another ship of Set 2 has already appeared in the series, so I'll say that. Can I have a high quality version of this edited, please? I will find it on my computer and send it to you because you did draw that and I did edit it. Although you'll get to see the fun MS Paint version because the VHS filter hides the MS Paint squiggles. So
It'll be authentic. I promise you that.
you'll get to see your lovely pen drawing with my. I can probably share with everyone else, yeah. Or I can share a higher res version with like just a little filter over it, just to make it a bit more in lore, I guess. SS Florazol. I feel like I have to bring her into this at this point.
Are you gonna make Matt Pat lore?
Matt Pat lore. I have to bring the SS Florazol in somehow.
The 24-hour cult.
Yeah.
I have to through it. I'm very sorry that I broke all your hearts, but
No, it was fun. We kind of did that to ourselves.
Yeah,
it was
like,
very funny. I was reading through the chat, and I was like, how are they not getting that? It's not. And I looked at the image, and I'm like, oh my god, it does look like an F. That damn VHS filter.
Yeah.
So is she? I'm not saying if she will, but I'll find a spot maybe. Who knows?
That'll cost $5.99 for the spot.
this is not just a question for Jack, but for all of you. But what do you think? Like such tales of ghost ships, like for example, the SS Beichimo. What do you think of ships like that?
Oh, they're cool. They're really cool. I like the Mary Celeste, for example. Obviously, we know probably what happened with Mary Celeste, but I just find ghost ships so cool. The fact that like a ship could just be out there for no reason, completely empty or just full of. There was a ghost ship after the 2000. I think it was either after the 2011 tsunami or just I think it was just a regular fishing boat, but the fishing boat just kind of broke down mid-ocean, and when it was found, it was just mummified people inside of it. And like obviously it's tragic, it's horrible, but it's like a morbid fascination of like a whole ship can just go missing and just be floating around the ocean. I think ghost ships are so cool, and it's partially why the Mauritania is where like the whole episode 1 thing of Mauritania out there. I find the idea of a ghost ship so unsettling because I love the ocean. I love being at the seaside. I would hate being in the middle of the ocean with like no help, nothing, just me on a lonely ship. On a cruise ship, fine, but like on a ghost ship, on a ship that's broken down, or just stuck in the water in the middle of the ocean, absolutely terrifying. So yeah, no, the Mauritania is a big example of me loving ghost ships because it's literally in the series.
RMS Olympic says, how did the White Star Line cover up Olympic being out of service so early in her career?
That's a very good question. It's something that'll probably be answered as well in the series, as it goes on. I won't answer it here, but there's something that will get answered along, because obviously again a few things I'm not going to answer here, because I want to reveal in the episodes. But there's certain things where like certain things just obviously a lot of things are much better told in the episodes. So I'll keep that one for the episodes.
Yeah, okay. Otto says,
Is there-
did the White Star Line find a way to turn Olympic for profit? And if so, but how?
The White Star Line didn't. Another company did.
Would you be willing to confirm what, if any, relation there is between Captain McIntyre and John McIntyre at this time?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. So that one is unfortunately there's no relation. It's just two people with the same name.
Rip.
So yeah, no, sorry. I'll have to bust that bubble. It is not the same Captain McIntyre because I needed an alternate Captain Smith, and I was like, Captain McIntyre is a really cool name, and for John McIntyre, I just threw in a name for him. I don't think John McIntyre is ever going to pop up again in the series. He's just the author of that video. So no relation, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry to say.
Roger.
But a good question.
Yeah, it's good that we got that one cleared up before that got too out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I have one final question for all you guys. What is your favorite fictional ship in media, and what is the worst and what is your worst ship, and what is the worst ship in fictional media in your opinion?
I mean,
Oh.
I like Poseidon. That one's good.
Yeah, but
Poseidon.
for me, my favorite fictional ship in media is the MV Antonio Graza. Well, for me, the worst ship portrayed in fictional media is just the amount of fucking Titanic reskins. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I don't like
Oh,
I just remember there was a question that got buried relating to the seeming lowered ceiling in the cargo hatch in episode 1. If you'd be willing to share anything on that.
Oh, okay. The Lord Seat is okay. That's the cameraman goes down to the bottom and he looks up at the bars and the ceiling's lower. That I believe is a cargo. Because do you know how there's those bars? I don't know if they're in demo 4.1, but as far as I'm aware, the Olympic you're there right now.
Yep.
Look.
So I can tell you for a fact that those 3 bars are lower, and then there are 3 bars below this window as well.
As far as I'm aware, in the old demo, those bars are just I think they're on par with these bars actually. Wait, hang on. Let me. I'm just looking at this. I'm curious because obviously it was just me using the old demo. I think the old demo had the bars on level with these bars, or maybe just above. So I'm going to attribute that again to the old demo being different.
Ah, okay.
okay.
Oh, there goes mine.
So what I was thinking was, the why has the after the Titanic sink, how they made all the lifeboat regulations?
Yeah.
Did they still do the same in this universe? Because the Titanic didn't sink technically.
Well, I mean, they have to because the Lusitania took Titanic's place.
Yeah, but like there was less passengers, so there would be less deaths, so it would be
Well,
less.
Jack, Jack's
So-
already confirmed in this Q&A that the lifeboat regulations that caused Titanic to get more lifeboats wasn't due to Lusitania, and he has no comment.
Well, I didn't hear that, so that's my bad.
That's all good, don't worry. I'll take one more question because somehow this always happens when I do these Q&As. An hour has passed, and I think an hour's passed. It feels like I was meant to be asleep like 20 minutes ago. So I'll question, and then I'm going to go sleep because it is 3 a.m. Actually, no, I'll do these last three. I'll do these last three here, and then that's normal. And these are the ones in the chat. So, can warships get the mesh? Did they pre-2004? That is a really, really good question, which that's also going to be answered at some point in the series. Because that's quite a big one, actually. So I'll let that get answered in the series. Wait, what was the one up here? Favorite ships, I assume, are the Greyhounds. Oh, my favorite ships are the Olympic class, specifically Titanic. 100% Titanic. I think she's the best of the three, by far. I don't know. It's just the enclosed promenade, the more interior amenities, the bigger B-deck suites. There's just stuff Titanic had that the others just never seem to quite get to. How does mesh infect ships? Well, I can't say that.
Well, in place of that, we can answer Andy's last question, which was, do the legends of, like, for example, the native legends of Devil's Tower have any significance in Project Britannica, or are they just legends?
They're just legends because Devil's Tower is a deep one in this. I need to look because I know obviously there's the one about the giant bear that claws it and makes it look like that. Project Britannica, there's reason. I didn't just throw trust me, Devil's Tower is a huge plot point. And I reckon at some point it will get explained what it's doing, why it's there, why it looks like that. But the legend, as far as I'm aware, because I only know that legend from that painting. But no, those are legends, but they're cool legends. I think Devil's Tower is one of the. I think it's honestly, if I could choose
coolest when it
anywhere
comes
in the
to
world,
legends.
I think it's the most beautiful mountain, natural thing ever created by Mother Nature. I think Devil's Tower is the most gorgeous creation on this earth, and that we didn't even create it. It's just so not even waterfalls, no.
Okay.
There's
What's beautiful about waterfalls, basically?
Waterfalls are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but Devil's Tower is just magnificent. And it's just like, how did that thing form? Because there's nothing else like it. Obviously, there's rock formations around the world, but there's nothing like that one. You can't go find another Devil's Tower. It's literally one of a kind.
Stole the words right out my mouth.
It's such a fascinating thing. So I had to put it in Project Britannica. And also Close Encounters reference. Because if you haven't seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind, first of all, where have you been? Second off, go watch it immediately. It is brilliant. It's one of the best movies ever made. I think it's Steven Spielberg's best movie.
On the most recent community post, is that indicative of a larger number system we could use, or did 1911, 1987 just come to you as a easy number to pick?
It's a number. Obviously, if you deep dive into that number, there's a little thing in there.
It's
the 2 dates. It's the 2 years. But it's not. There's not a filing. That's just filing system. Just so happens to have picked out the 2 dates where McGowan was most active. So yeah, that's just a funny file name I was thinking of. Yeah, I think that might be it for me then. Because I need to go get some shut eye, and be up nice and early tomorrow. I've actually rendered a small segment of episode 11, so I can obviously I'm not saying episode 11 is going to be out in the next few days. It'll be a little while again. But I have
rendered an intro segment, or at least part of an intro segment, and it's pretty cool. I really like it. I think you will as well. So you will see that eventually. Don't know when, but yeah, I'll get some sleep and I will cook that in the morning.
Yeah. Good night, Jack.
It's been very, very fun again. I love these Q&As. Love talking to you all. He's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching the series. Hope you keep watching the series because there is some big things on the way.
Yeah, I can't
So,
wait.
I can't wait to show you all. It's going to be quite something when we get nearer the end of the series. Not saying that the rest of the series is going to be bad. It's just the ending is going to be. It's going to be something. So.
Create a clone army and take over the world.
Oh god, maybe not that, but
No. But
it's gonna be quite something. Yes, you weren't here for last one. The end of season 1 is going to be crazy. I might have to age restrict it. It's gonna be crazy.
Big, special, epic, crazy, awesome for only the low price of $5.99.
It's about the South Shields massacre.
Oh, it's kind of like the Valentine's one as well.
No.
It's
please, no more questions. Just
I'll do one. I'll do one more little one from your RMS Olympic, and then how many episodes until the end? Oh, I don't know. I don't have all the episodes out of my head. Like realistically, if I wanted to, I could rush to the. I could do 2 more episodes and do the finale. I'm not gonna do that. Absolutely, I could do another 20 episodes before I get to the finale. I could do another 10. I could do another 50. I don't know how many episodes I'll do till I get the finale. Finale's far off, but no, there'll be. I don't know how many more episodes there will be, but all I can say is there'll be a lot more. So yeah, there'll be a lot of content to dig into. So stay tuned, and I'll head to bed now because I actually need to get some sleep, guys.
Mirror, Jack.
Good night.
You have a lovely night. Thank you for tuning in. I will speak to you at another point. Rest well, everyone.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Boy, did I pick the right time to wake up.
Yes, you did.